this is cjhoyle. Today is Sunday, November 29th, 2020, and I'm standing here at the intersection of Dawes Road and Danforth Avenue. Today I'm riding my Linear Limo Recumbent Bike, which as you can see has an action camera mounted on the front of it. And in this video I'm going to be riding west and giving a narrated tour of Danforth Avenue, which now has bike lanes. Alright, so as the light turns green, I'll make my way. Beginning my way, heading in the west direction from Dawes Road. A little bit of construction here at the very beginning, with the bike lanes begin right here. These are new bike lanes that were installed in the summer of 2020. They were installed as part of Toronto's pandemic measures, a program called Active TO, a way of mobilizing people to be able to use active transportation to get places, rather than the traditional method that a lot of people use, using the public transit system. I made a video similar to this showing Danforth back in February. That was before it had bike lanes on it, and at the time there was a possibility that bike lanes might get built in 2020, but it seemed much more likely that it would be happening the following year. But when the pandemic hit, that really changed everything. So I'm just about to cross Main Street here. I guess I have the right of way here. I'll go for the bus. I was gonna let the bus go turn right first, but he clearly could see me, so no one's waiting for me, so I decided I would go through. Main Street back there, if you were to turn right, you would see the Main Street subway station on the Bloor Danforth line, which runs underneath of this road that we're on here. If you were to turn left, you would see the Danforth GO station, which is a sort of a regional rail station. It's on the Lakeshore East line, the same line that goes out as far as Oshawa. So it's a nice sunny Sunday today. I think it's about 9 degrees Celsius or so. And we're just about to reach another part of Danforth here where the bike lane, or the roadway where the bike lane is under construction. So I've got to come out here, and this is a friendly reminder of what it was like riding on Danforth before there were bike lanes. Like I said, I made that video earlier in the year where I showed sort of the before. So if you want to go and check that out, I'll provide a link to that in the description below. So Danforth is an east-west street that exists over here in the east end of Toronto, and it's in line with Bloor Street. And as part of these pandemic measures, this protected bike lane was added here on a temporary basis to connect those together. And essentially there's now with the inclusion of an extension of Bloor Street bike lane to the west, there's now a continuous 15 kilometers on this route that have bike lanes. And with the bike lane out this way, and a connection in the middle to get me out here, I've been riding out this way a lot more frequently than I have in previous years. There's a lot of important stuff out here in the East End, especially along Danforth, that during a given year I'll come out to access, the different stores or venues or things that are out this way that I'll come to, but it always seemed like it was a really far away place for me. But now it doesn't. So I just wanted to mention that last intersection I went past there was Woodbine Avenue, which is a north-south fairly major arterial. I made a video showing riding on that earlier this year as well. Woodbine has bike lanes on it that were installed in 2017. But just to finish my thought there, so yeah, I just find that with the bike lanes and a continuous bike lane to get pretty much right from where I live, which is sort of a little bit towards the west side of Toronto, not super far west end, but having a continuous way to get all the way over here, I just find that I come here a lot more often, and I find that it's just a much smoother ride. That, like, I used to find that because Danforth is it's very straight, it's perfectly straight, and sort of the street view, like the way that the streetscape is designed with the sort of just continuous sort of shops and businesses on either side, it just sort of goes on forever, and it just sort of feels like you're in a tunnel almost. And I used to find that I'd be riding on Danforth for a while and trying to get to my destination wherever that happened to be, and I would think, oh, okay, I must be there by now, and I look at what street I'm at and I go, oh, I've hardly even moved. And I guess that's because while I was riding, where I'm riding right now, this used to be a parking lane. It used to be where vehicles parked. Almost all the time it was used for parking. And then there was, of course, the regular driving lane. And then there was this sort of little narrow gap where you could kind of ride between the parked cars and the moving cars. And you just had to be very alert and, be very careful that, a car door didn't open up into you, and that, a car on the left side didn't drift into your lane. But with these bike lanes, I just sit here and I'm riding and I'm going, oh, wow, I'm almost there at my destination, That's been my experience anyways. Over on the left, we're going past the Danforth Coxwell Branch Library, one of many Toronto Public Library branches. I think Toronto has, I believe it's 100 different library branches across our city of 3 million, nearly 3 million people. And that library branch, I'm sure, is named after this street that we're about to go past, which is called Coxwell Avenue. I'm going to get a red light here, so I'm going to slow down a little bit. So yeah, these bike lanes just sort of popped up overnight as part of the pandemic. Actually, I guess they didn't exactly pop up. They were sort of they took a while to put in because they incorporated a lot of things that bike lanes don't normally incorporate. Because the pandemic was, such, with, stores being closed and a lot of restrictions on businesses, they really wanted to do something for particularly the restaurants, to give them, ways of being open and be able to function. So they built these bike lanes in such a way that there could be patio space included as well. So if you had come here during the summer, in fact, if I come here, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, you would have still been able to see where the patios were. But now that it's, we're pretty close to winter now. It's getting colder most days. They've transitioned this bike lane into sort of winter mode, where the patios have been sort of converted back, been replaced with the parking spaces that you see, and the bike lanes now go in a straight line, whereas before they used to kind of every time you see patios, the bike lanes would jog over to the left and you go around where a patio was. But it really, when it was still summer and there was restaurants and things open, this was a very fun, vibrant place to be. I've got another red light here. That's one thing about riding on these streets like Bloor and Danforth, is that there's a lot of traffic lights along the way. Something else I'll point out that you notice on various parts of this Danforth design here is, if you look kind of over to the left, you'll see, or towards the right, well, I guess you'll see someone towards the left if we pointed over that way as well. Around the corners, there are those sort of bump outs that exist. And I think that's just to sort of keep people not from congregating at a stoplight when they're waiting for it to change, just to allow people to have more space for physical distancing reasons. I mentioned that if you come here in the summer, this is a very vibrant place. Right now, it's not particularly vibrant because Toronto just got locked down during the second wave of COVID-19 about a week ago. Last Monday was when most of the restrictions came into play, and which sees most non-essential businesses being closed. At least the insides of their stores are closed. They still have curbside pickup and various different things. I'm not completely familiar with all the various different, how all the rules and restrictions work, but that's the gist of it anyway. Like I was mentioning, these bike lanes were built here on a temporary basis, but if you think that they're functioning well and they should be kept here permanently, there's a petition that's being circulated, and I provided a link in the description below to that petition, which you can sign and help make that a reality. Anyway, we're just about to get to Greenwood Avenue, which is where I'm planning on stopping this video, because I'm going to do this in two parts, because Danforth is fairly long and I want to break this up. Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed joining me on part one of my narrated tour of Danforth Avenue. If you watched all the way to the end of this video, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below, and thanks for watching.